Has it ever gone really well with somebody and out of nowhere they just disappear?
Gone. A red flag is not a red flag if you know it's a red flag. If you don't know it's a red flag, you're not gonna know it's a red flag. So when God shows you that person's character, God is showing you, watch out for this, watch out for that.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Francis and Jessie. We're just trying to have honest conversations about things that we ourselves actually had to go through and learn. Have any of you guys ever been
ghosted?
We want to talk about some warning signs, some red flags that we may have missed along the way, that ultimately led to us being ghosted, or somebody playing us, or somebody using us and then being done with us, you know, because it happens, we're human, and it happens to men as well, right? So Jessie, have you ever gone through this?
I have been ghosted, guys, many times. And there is a feeling that comes after you're ghosted, and it's the feeling of rejection. You feel rejected because you start thinking, what did I do wrong? What went wrong? What happened? What did I do? I think I didn't do anything wrong. So let me see. Should I text him? Should I wait for him to text me back? What should I do? When you're a Christian, the enemy knows. The enemy knows when you're ghosted, he's gonna send anxiety. He's gonna tell you, oh, you don't look good. There are many other women in the world that look better than you. He probably with another woman. That's why he ghosted you, because you're not beautiful. When you're ghosted, the enemy comes at you, and you have to be careful.
I was actually ghosted one time, and the person got what they wanted from me, and that was it. And I felt like it made me question myself. It made me question my worth. It made me question my beauty. It made me question everything about myself. You know, I felt insecure for a minute, because I was like, I think it lasted like a good month. And even when I thought about that person, I would be like hoping that he would still come back. Isn't that crazy? Like, I still hope that he would come back, but I was mad. Like, I was angry that it happened, but I still wanted him back.
And that's the craziest thing for me. When somebody ghosts you and you expect them to return, to come back, and you have that hope in your in your heart. But those are expectations that you make for yourself, and then when those expectations are not met, it's even worse.
Disappointment. You hope. You know, you hope, and you make up these scenarios, and you make up this perfect life, or how you think that something should be. You know, you say you love me, you should act this way. You know, you say you're attracted to me, you should act this way, you should do this, you should, you know. And even when they get you comfortable to a place where you're talking on the phone every day, you're getting me used to you. I get to worrying a little bit. I'm like, is he okay? Did something happen?
Are they okay? Like, did they get arrested? Are they sick? Are they in the hospital? Did they lose their phone? What happened, you know?
If I meet someone and I'm dating that person, I don't know that person like 100%, right? But God knows that person, and he can show me his character.
You already know yourself, and some people don't even know themselves, but that's another story, right? Sometimes you know yourself to the point that you get to build with them, and eventually you get to trust them. You're getting to know a whole new person, a brand new person. But what if you don't ever get to trust them? You have to observe how they're acting, what they're doing, and if you're willing to participate in that, you know, because people can offer us love and relationships and gifts and everything, but that doesn't mean that it's for you. You know,
when you date someone, you might be dating the representative. You might not be dating the real person.
Did you see the warning signs before you got ghosted? Did you sense that maybe this person wasn't it?
Of course. And how do I know?
What did you know, girl?
How did I know? I knew because I prayed, right? And when you pray and you ask God to show you somebody's character, God shows people's character. And when God shows you people's character, He's showing you red flags to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes a red flag is not a red flag if you know it's a red flag.
Hmm?
If you don't know it's a red flag, you're not gonna know it's a red flag.
Mm.
So when God shows you that person's character, God is showing you, watch out for this, watch out for that.
So there was a guy that I was talking to, and that's that one guy that I'm telling you guys about. This guy, he wasn't in a relationship with his child's mother, but he had a desire to raise the child with the mother, right? So I knew that, and I still got with him. I still was talking to him. I still caught feelings because the attraction we had, the chemistry we had, the conversation we had, the sexual chemistry we had, it was good, you know. But I still dismissed the fact that he probably hung out with his child's mother. That was like one of the things that it was like an orange flag. Let's say like a little orange flag. Like okay, keep this here, keep this in the radar, keep this in mind, Francis. Go slow, pay attention. You know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like, you know, he literally went MIA for 2 days. In those 2 days, I went through everything. I was like, I'm not texting him back. I'm not. But I was like, every time I got a text message, was it him? Is it him? When I got a phone call, is it him? You know, and it was a lot for me emotionally, and I just felt like I felt tempted to do things that were outside of my character to keep him, you know, and that's where I started saying, okay, these are 2 flags right here. This is showing me about myself. Like, Francis, you're getting a little desperate. You're getting a little desperate. You're getting a little insecure, girl. You know, chill out. But also, he felt okay going MIA. Hit me up the next, on the second day in the nighttime. And he was just like, hey, like on some, oh, my phone got messed up. Which is their favorite line to say, too.
For real?
That's like another red flag, too. You know,
wow.
So there were signs. I should have seen that coming. Weeks passed and he did it again. And I was like, okay.
Patterns.
Yeah.
Check for patterns. That's a red flag too.
Definitely. Inconsistency, red flag. Yes. You know, games, you know, stories that you've heard before.
Come on. Come on.
Something that God always does is that he tells me through other people how that person is. For example, let's say Francis. She doesn't know that I'm talking to that person, but Francis can tell me, oh, you know, this person did this and that. But the person doesn't act like that with me. That's a red flag that the Lord is showing. Even though a guy, it's not Christian, that guy has a testimony. Why? Because
that's why they say when you court somebody, when you start dating, it's good that you introduce them to your circle, to your family, you know. And that's interesting because I'm a very private person, so I don't like to have everybody like in my life and that kind of thing. But as I've grown and matured in the Lord, I do see that. Like, I do understand, like first of all, not only are people spirit-led and also discerning and praying for you and looking out for your well-being. I feel like if there's people in your life that genuinely do love you and they oppose the relationship or they oppose that person, you dealing with that person, that's something to listen to.
Yes, definitely.
You know, for sure. You know, so testimony and reputation is kind of like it goes hand in hand because in the world they don't use testimony really. In the world they use reputation, you know, so it's very, very true. But there's another side to that because, you know, how often do you hear a bad report about somebody and then you meet them and it's not true? You know, so there's always two sides to a coin, you know. But if these people, you know, if you're praying specifically for that, if you're asking God, like, God, show me their heart. Like me, I ask God to show me their heart. You know, not what they did in the past, not what I want to know their heart, you know. So even if their actions are not matching their heart, like I can still say, no, this person's heart is this kind of way.
Yes.
You know, even if they're acting great and wonderful, God already showed me, like, their heart is toxic. They have a lot of jealousy in there. They have insecurity. They have anger in there. You know, because the Bible says, you know, show me your heart and I'll show you who a person is.
Yes.
You know, and that's how I go about it, you know. For me, I know that sometimes we give people the benefit of the doubt, you know, like, I give people the benefit of the doubt, but my intuition is telling me something's off. But I still am like, but maybe they're a good person, or maybe it's not like that. And I get so mad at myself because at the end of it, I'm like, but I knew this. I knew it. Like, I knew this, you know, and I get upset with myself and all that stuff too. But I've learned a little bit more along, you know, throughout the years, like, okay, Francis, like, you have a feeling about this person? Like, don't even, you know, I try to, like, press into that. And of course, like Jesse was saying, God knows that person more than I could ever know that person. You never stop learning who somebody is. It doesn't matter how long you've been together. That's why a lot of the time we get disappointed and we do fall into, you didn't used to be like this. You were a different person to me when we first started. How come you're not that person? No, there's more to people than what you can see. There's more to people, like, once you start dating. There's more to people when you start living together. There's more to people when you mad. That's when somebody's mad, that's how you can tell who that person is. Let's not miss the signs, you know, the patterns, the inconsistencies. You know, if you see a man's reputation or a woman's reputation being slaughtered, you know, that raises a red flag. Like, that should trigger your curiosity in a sense, you know, in a prayerful sense, in a discerning sense. I'm gonna go to God with this. I'm gonna invite somebody that I really, really trust, or somebody that's in authority, somebody that can pray for me, somebody that intercedes for me, somebody that does warfare for me. You know, like, I'm gonna engage with somebody else so they can help me, you know, because at the end of the day, what we're really talking about is your life's partner. Your life partner. It's not just some person you're dating. It's not some person to spend time with. It's not, oh, I'm bored, let me call up so and so. No, if you know this person has bad traits, toxic behavior, they have a lot of friends with benefits, you know, they have a lot of heartbroken, they broke a whole bunch of hearts in the past. They walk around in sexuality and just, you know, showing off, and they walk around with the most expensive clothing because they want to be seen, or they take like 100 million pictures and they post all of them, because I take 1,100,000 pictures, but I don't post all of them, right? So, you know, if they want attention, that attention seeking behavior, that's a red flag, you know, and we can't keep missing the red flags, because those red flags are telling you this person is gonna either break your heart, ghost you, start a relationship with you, and break your heart, you know, break your heart. So with all that being said, you know, I pray that you guys remember your worth, remember that you're valuable, remember that with or without a spouse, you're still a person of purpose, you're still a person that was created in fashion according to the will of God, according to the assignment of God, according to the purpose of God. You know, we were all set in place and set in motion for this time, for this season, to do specific things. It wasn't just because your parents got together and, oh, now, you know, you were born. Ooh, here you are. And now you're living a life because you're just going through the motions, and, you know, you wake up, you go to sleep, you go to work, you go to school. No, there's more to your life, and it's up to you really to tap into, what does God have for me in this season? In this season, you know, despite of me, you know, being married or not. And even for the married people, like, you still have a purpose in your marriage and outside of it, you know. And that's another conversation I want to have, because people think that because you're married, you're, you know, that's your only friend, and that's toxic behavior right there, you know. I mean, we'll get into it.
Definitely, this red flag topic, it's broad.
It's very broad, which is why we just brought like a little snippet today, because it was just something that, like, has affected us, and we've grown from it. But it's something that I have seen, and she's seen as well, where you see, like, people really get discouraged you know, and I think that's like the underlining thing, like the underlining message in our videos so far. It's just like there's this discouragement about being single. You know, there's this sadness about being alone. There's this sadness, you know, about not having a companion, you know. And yeah, we go through it, because I'm not gonna always be, yeah, single life forever. If you're called to be single, wonderful. But God gives you the desire to be married, is because eventually you will be married, you know. And it's just a matter of going with the punches, you know, going with the flow and tapping into what God has for you in this season, knowing who God created you to be. You know, God created you to be bigger. God created you to be greater. God created you in His image. You know, if we really start to think about that, like, God is the creator, so He made us creative.
Yes.
You know, He's the author of salvation, so He made us writers. You know, like, you never know who you are until you really tap into God. Amen. So God bless you guys.
God bless you all.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Bye.
Bye, guys.